The following training is sponsored by the Neoga Library System. We serve our member libraries in Niagara, Orleans, and Genesee counties. You can always visit our main web page listed here at neoga.org, or certainly visit your local library homepage and use your library card to get access to streaming videos, downloadable music, audiobooks, ebooks, and even more from the comfort of your own home. Thank you. Hello, hello. Ran into this headline as I was again perusing the headlines, and as it says here, the report, the work from home tool Zoom is a privacy disaster rife with spies and potential bombers. Zoom bombers, they're calling them. This was written by Emily Zanotti here on Daily Wire, and it says here, she talks about the use of video conferencing applications. Zoom has exploded in recent weeks with the coronavirus related shutdowns now stretching from coast to coast in the United States and to most European and Asian countries. But experts warn that the convenient messaging tool comes with a price and could be exposing corporate secrets to international raiders. In the last month, there was a 535% rise in daily traffic to the Zoom.us download page, according to an analysis from web analytics firm SimilarWeb, according to The Guardian. Its app for iPhone has been the most downloaded app in the country for weeks. Even politicians and other high-profile figures, including British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and former U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Alan Greenspan, use it for conferencing as they work from home. New York Attorney General Letitia James sent a letter to Zoom on Monday, CNN reports, seeking information on whether the networking app is taking appropriate steps to ensure users' privacy and security. After Zoom users began complaining about unwanted meeting attendees and Zoom bombing, where unwanted visitors hijack closed conference calls and classroom meetings to shout profanities and racial slurs or drop pornography. Yikes. If random hackers can access Zoom meetings, it figures more nefarious characters can as well, leaving some companies who are using Zoom almost exclusively during the pandemic open to corporate raiders, industrial spies, and even foreign governments. A flaw in the system recently discovered might even allow hackers to invade private networks through Windows computers, according to IT News. So I went over to IT News, and Matthew Hickey of the cybersecurity firm Hacker House told IT News that the Zoom Windows desktop client is vulnerable to a high-risk Universal Naming Convention (UNC) injection flaw. Basically, an attacker can inject a link such as, and there's a link here, //attacker.company.com, into the chat. So this is important. It goes into the chat box, and should anyone click on the link, it will expose their Windows username, domain name, or computer name and hashed version of their Windows password. Seems like every time I look at something, I have to figure out something more, so I wondered what a hashed version of their Windows password was. So I went over here to The Guardian. You can see in yellow, when a password has been hashed, it means that it has been turned into a scrambled representation of itself. A user's password is taken, and using a key known to the exploiting site, the hash value is derived from a combination of both the password and the key using a set algorithm. So hackers take your password. Going back here to IT News, you can see in the blue, I would usually score this as a medium risk issue. However, in light of the fact that the issue is easily exploited through Zoom bombing, guessing the meeting IDs through brute force, and more susceptible to exploitation in the working from home climate, I would advise that it is a high risk issue. The issue can be considered to be of increased risk even though corporate and enterprise networks will typically filter the outgoing ports used to exploit this issue, but those working at home will not be subject to the same protection, Hickey added. Most home working users will not be subject to strict outbound network use like they typically are when working from a corporate network. Going back to Emily Zanotti, she goes on to write, Zoom says it's improving user access to privacy controls, but that doesn't satisfy critics who say Zoom also has a connection to Facebook and could be sharing user data with the social media mega company or third-party advertisers. In California, the company is facing class action lawsuits charging that Zoom has failed to safeguard the personal information of increasing millions of users of its software. Those lawsuits, however, are still in their infancy, and there's no indication yet whether the arguments have merit. Most importantly, Again, I had already done another video on this, but CNN reports that Zoom claims to provide end-to-end encryption as well, but that it may be using that encryption system to collect even more data. Zoom uses something called transport encryption, which only secures the message while it's en route from a video chat to the company's servers. One cybersecurity expert told the network that means Zoom effectively functions as a middleman in all video conversations on its platform and has access to those conversations. Zoom has access to those conversations. Be careful, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.